Tavon Gray is the best one-on-one defender in the MLS?
Football is live. Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of Football is Live, episode 161. Here today on the end of Halloween weekend. I am Nat Maymoodis, one of your co-hosts, alongside Matt Powell.
Hello, hello.
And other co-host Ethan Cooney.
Hey, how's it going? Sorry, I got a case of the giggles today. Yeah, I just got it.
Yeah.
Matt's just making me laugh today.
So funny.
We were chopping it up right before we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just the sound of the ice in Matt's coffee just really cracked me up.
It's pretty loud. Here, let's give everyone a taste.
Yeah. All right. We got
And that
our
made
coffee.
no sound.
We got
Oh, did it
MLS
not?
playoffs
I didn't hear it at
to
least.
talk about. We got two of our teams are for sure going to have game threes. Well, all of our teams will be having game threes because
Well, hey, we don't know
the
yet
Sounders
about
are
Seattle.
good. The Sounders will be winning tomorrow. They will be winning tomorrow. I will say that many times because they will be winning tomorrow.
No, I mean, no one wants to play the Sounders.
Yeah, that's right. No one wants to play us because we are a different team when it comes to the playoffs. We never quit. Though sometimes
You don't quit, you get fired.
Danny Leva steps up and takes the worst penalties that you've ever seen. But before we get into talking about MLS, let's talk about some of the biggest headlines from this week. We have it's only one real storyline to talk about, but it comes from the NWSL, a quote from Seattle Reign coach Laura Harvey that has gone absolutely viral in this week. Laura Harvey has admitted that she asked ChatGPT when the team was struggling on how to play on who she should start or what lineup she should use. And, the Seattle Reign are in fourth place right now and in decision day for the and entering decision day for NWSL. They're going to make the playoffs, or I think they have. Yeah, they've been to playoffs. But Matt, what's your reaction to a coach admitting in this day and age that they've used ChatGPT for help coaching?
That's crazy. People understand that, these are it's a language model. It's not an intelligence. It regurgitates things that it can read elsewhere.
You might as well
so
ask.
It's just gonna recommend what the Reddit. Yeah, you can go directly to the source and go to Reddit.
I would
silly, it's stupid, it's embarrassing. You know, people are having AI psychosis now.
Yeah.
They'll just talk to language models like they're their friend. What's going on? We live in the end times. And this is it.
No, things
that's how I feel. Now. This is a soccer story, but this is emblematic. This is a sign of the times.
Yes, it is a soccer story, but in a wider sense, it is a much larger story. I honestly, this could be a fireable offense for me. I think this is ridiculous. Because what do you mean I'm paying you, more than most people make? I'm paying you more than the average person not working in sports makes, and you're using ChatGPT to come up with ideas, when I'm also paying like
this is still
tens
an
of coaches
NWSL
to be
coaching
around you.
job, but they're not making that much. But it is still
No, yes, I get that.
Yes.
Yeah. I will say, I'm forgetting her name now, and I feel really bad about that. I saw there's a WNBA coach who I think is sort of she's like the top pick for coach of the year. And I saw her asked about it in an interview, and she was like, I don't know, I don't like coach of the year because it should be coaching staff of the year. And she went on to explain that like it's not just one coach, like there's 10, 20 coaches who help build this team. And AI has no place on a coaching staff. And I think this is ridiculous. I will say, like, I'm a huge fan. This is a big segue. I'm a huge fan of Jesse Eisenberg. He's like one of my favorite people. I just met him last week. I went to
incredible.
went to his play. Look, did I just want to say that I'm Jesse Eisenberg? Maybe, but look, I met him after a performance he did, but he's a big fan of ChatGPT, and I don't know why. It makes no sense to me. Somebody who like I know is smart and that like I admire. I don't know why he uses ChatGPT.
There's not enough shame anymore. People need to feel shame like they used to.
And
because
I know Jesse Eisenberg has no issue feeling shame. He said that he like asked it about a screenplay he was writing, and it gave like a terrible suggestion, and he was like, so I don't think artists need to worry. And I get that, but at the same time, for someone as well like Jesse Eisenberg, who I know is sort of socially conscious about things, just the toll that it takes on the environment as well is ridiculous.
I mean, what every time what's the like how much water are you using per prompt? You ask it like
it's a lot.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean,
ChatGPT is killing trees. This is true. It is leading to deforestation. This is true. There are
isn't this ironic? I just googled water usage per ChatGPT search, and I
Google's
get
AI came up with the
answer.
That's crazy. I hate it. Google. I was about to ban my computer in half yesterday because Google's AI was like giving me like awful answers, and I was like, I like needed to do something for work, and I was like, can I just use old Google before it suggested this stuff that's just wrong?
Yes.
I was crashing out. I was literally crashing.
Google is terrible now. The fact that there's no way to turn off like the AI overview, which is usually wrong. Like if Google, like if you want to put it up like on search, like fine, do that. But you got to have a switch where I can turn that off. Because
and it's got to be easy. It's got to be so easy for me to turn it off.
It can't be hidden because they're always like it's there, but you have to go through 5 fucking
even for
mazes
stuff when,
to find
you look up like someone's age now, or if it's like oh, how old is that person? Like before you would look something up and it'd be like, and it would show like the Wikipedia site from that, but it would be like formatted specifically. But now you don't see that. You get an AI overview, which is sometimes wrong, and it's even for like age, you would be like, well, this person it would say something about like, whoa, they celebrated their 26th birthday on this date, and it's like that doesn't tell me how old they are.
It also like it's so affirming, like the actual like the sites like ChatGPT, they're like like if you say something objectively wrong and you're like, I think this and I'm intelligent, it'll be like you're right, you're so smart, and that's right, and you're right.
No, it's ridiculous. And it's a cancer to society.
There's a couple things that it is good for, like getting the ball rolling on, like if you like for coming up with a fantasy football team name. Sometimes you just need a little help to get going. Then you can come up with something better after it gives like a stepping stone. You just have to use it as like a stepping stone. But
there is utility.
Back to like Laura Harvey and like
end everything.
Her using ChatGPT, like I completely agree. By saying this, I feel like you should admit that you should step down
Yeah, no, this is fireable.
Ideas.
I'm so serious. This is fireable.
Yeah, I would fire them for this because, like, you have admitted that you don't know the answer. It's a big slap in the face to your coaching staff.
I know.
For not, like, talking to them. Specifically for, yes, the Seattle Reign are in 4th place right now. I don't know how they're in 4th place right now because...
And who's to say she didn't learn this from Brian Schmetzer?
Well...
And that's what they've been saying. I've read that,
yeah,
actually.
I've heard that, too.
So here's what I did. I went to ChatGPT, and I said, hey, ChatGPT, I'm pretty sure Brian Schmetzer is using ChatGPT to coach the team, and I'm really smart, and I have an inside source. And it said, oh, my God, you're so right. You're on to something.
Yeah, it said looking into this. And then it told me that.
It said interesting.
Laura Harvey has been the coach of the Seattle Reign since 2021. She's not won anything in that time. We were in the final a couple years ago when it was Gotham versus the Reign in Rapinoe's last game.
And Gotham won, putting that out there.
Even in
Gotham is such a cool name.
In the last 4 years, like Seattle Reign games are not fun to watch. Their tactics are not fun.
Clearly because they're fucking AI tactics.
Yeah. Well, this changed for like the second half of this season. So
yeah.
And honestly, it did become more interesting when that happened. But Seattle Reign have struggled to score goals for a while, and they've just been super, super boring to watch. Like, Reign games are great atmosphere. Like, since they came back and started playing at Lumen Field as well, it's been great. It's been really good for the team. Their games are super, super boring because there are just not interesting goals.
Is there a celebrity owner?
For the Reign?
For the
Reign are currently owned by the Sounders now.
Okay.
Like currently they are connected of one club. And like after 4 years, if you're the coach of a team and you haven't won anything for 4 years, like and I wouldn't say that there's been much progress because there's been some turnover with play, but for the most part, the team has just been the same, and they're still like looking for a new identity. They're still looking for a new identity since Rapinoe left. Like it still feels like it's the same team as Rapinoe's team, and yeah, so they should move on from Laura Harvey because this is just unacceptable. You shouldn't be saying that.
It's like literally imagine if you had a meeting with your lawyer and like you had a court case coming up. And like you ask your lawyer, like, what's the plan? And your lawyer is like, well, I asked ChatGPT. Like you would be scrambling to get a new lawyer after.
Have you seen? There's like a lawyer who got like reprimanded or something. Who got like he had his he submitted some like paperwork or something, and he used ChatGPT on it, and ChatGPT just like referenced a case that didn't exist.
Oh my God!
It literally made up like foundational case, like however legal stuff works. Like
that's crazy.
You know, like there are big cases and they set precedents, and it referenced cases as precedents that had never ever happened. It just made them up.
Wow. I'm making a case right now. The People versus Sam Altman. Let's get that going.
Oh my God, he's hilarious. What's the is he the one where someone? No, never mind. That's a different guy. There's some other tech CEO where it was like,
oh, that was Peter Thiel, right?
I don't know, but the one that's like, do you think the human race should exist? Like, do you think like what's the end goal of technology? Yeah. And like, if the end goal of technology doesn't align with the existence of human beings, and he was like, let me think.
Yeah, and look, if that was a philosopher who wasn't a billionaire with like a literal hand in what happens to the human race, that could be interesting. But you know,
but he's a tech CEO after billions and billions of dollars, and it's like, dude, come on. All
right,
they do not care about us. It's freaky,
anyway,
man.
Let's move on from.
Is this a soccer show?
Coach.
Yeah, no, that's our annual.
We're gonna get back to talking about our team's
annual
MLS playoff
political
games
segment.
Inter Miami uses ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
Javier
Mascherano
Mascherano,
should use
I
it.
would not be surprised.
He needs to. He's not qualified. All right. So going back to talking about the MLS playoffs, We're going back to the Sounders game 1 in Minnesota. This game was on Monday night. Second game of the night after Columbus, Cincinnati, because MLS scheduling is so stupid.
Yeah. Also, really
Obviously.
stupid that game 2 is tomorrow. Why?
Yes.
Why was this game?
Yeah.
NYCFC Charlotte game 1 happened after Seattle game 1, and game 2 just happened before Seattle game 2.
And
That
that's
doesn't
going to
make any
happen
sense.
for Austin F. That's going to happen for Austin FC and LAFC. That game they played on Wednesday, and game 2 is today in a little bit.
Yeah, what is up with that?
What are these
this
breaks?
Makes no
Doesn't
sense.
make sense. And then also, game 3 for NYCFC is going to happen before.
It's the 7th.
That will also happen before the Sounders game. Which I guess that makes sense since game 2 hasn't happened, but still, like, just the rest time.
Yeah, it's so confusing.
But anyway.
Maybe ChatGPT made the playoffs.
Honestly,
I wouldn't be surprised.
And we know MLS is using AI. I mean, we talked about
the highlight packages,
like, the match.
Oh yeah,
they published the match recap that's by MLS generative AI, which is just so disrespectful in that like we've talked about how the MLS highlight packages are terrible. Like, just
they're
hire
not good.
an intern.
They will like straight up leave out like key moments. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, the match recaps, for both of these, it's like there are tons of people, there are tons of MLS fans who want to work in the MLS business in covering the sport. Let an intern have the role of editing highlights or writing a match recap. It's not hard, and it will be so much better than the AI, because the AI recaps fucking suck. But Sounders game versus Minnesota. Minnesota comes out exactly how they're gonna play in a playoff game in front of 25,000 fans. They come out and they do nothing for their fans. They do absolutely nothing. If I was being a Minnesota fan, going to this game, spending $200 to get into this stadium, and then see my team just again set up shop in my own goal box, and like at the beginning, like on kickoffs, just blast the ball to the opposing team's corner, and just like, go get it, come attack us. Minnesota United are fucking destroying the game of soccer, the game that we love, by playing this stupid, horrific form of the game. And it's just so fucking pathetic that it works, and that they get results this way. It's just so lame, because yes, the Sounders should have scored in this game. Yes, we had we had lots of chances to put this game away, and we got to do that. But also, like, Minnesota, like, try to win the game. Try to win the game. Don't rely on your keeper who's good at penalty shootouts. It's just so frustrating, this team, how this team is. And like the Sounders, we've seen them in the 3 games. We know exactly that this is what they're going to do. And we know that when playing with that, they're going to struggle with speed on the wing. So why didn't this time, and why didn't the second time we played them, we start Georgie Manungu on the wing? Beyond me. That's crazy, because Manungu has absolutely destroyed them on the wing when he has been deployed. we got to see Morris on the wing in this game, and he was destroying them. For game 2, we got to come out and we have to hit them with speed on the wings because that is what they struggle with. Because they are a slow team that's just gonna sit back, but they will struggle when they're faced with lots of speed and trickiness on the wing. What do you think of Matt? What do you think about how Minnesota is approaching this series and like this entire year, and like how like disrespectful it is to their fans?
I think the end goal is winning. And as someone who watched a Gary Smith team for a while, it's really, really, really frustrating when the best way to winning isn't pretty soccer. And then as soon as the wheels fall off and as soon as you stop winning, it's especially sour. But I'll say if
this is way more frustrating than Gary Ball.
Winning game 1 of a playoff series is not disrespectful to their fans. It's it's too bad that this is a way that you can win soccer games, but I actually disagree that this is anything but playing competitively.
This is the problem. It is a problem with the format of this game. Is that it's just the fact is you can do literally nothing, and it doesn't matter if the Sounders beat them 5-0 in the next game. We talked about this before. It's stupid that you should. The point of soccer is to put the ball in the back of the net, and you should be required to do that. I don't want the away goal rule to come back, but there should be, but we should go back to having aggregate score, because it's just stupid that if you park the bus, because especially with the lead, there's especially no reason to change anything now, because there's no reason to put the ball in the back of the net. Ethan, what are your thoughts?
I completely agree. I think the aggregate score it makes much more sense. Yeah, for our audio listeners, Matt keeps changing his hat. Were you just wearing a Landman production hat? Is that what that was? Was it like a production gift hat?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Did you work on Landman, or did you have a friend who did it?
Kind of. I definitely wasn't in Texas on set, but I'm from my computer involved.
Did you meet Billy? That's Billy Bob Thornton on that show?
Yes, I have met Billy.
You met Billy Bob?
I met Billy Bob.
That's absolutely crazy.
That's really cool. Yes. You met Bad
That's what
Santa.
I'll say, and then I'll let the NDA hide the rest of it. My fat entertainment NDA.
Dude, that's the show we should be doing. Why are we talking about the MLS? We should just be talking. We should be just talking vaguely about Matt's
breaking
NDA.
My job.
Towing the line. Towing NDAs.
Just be talking about absolutely nothing the whole time.
Just
being and this one American actor was so rude.
Not gonna say who.
Because I can't, or I'll get fired.
Because I can't.
His initials are BB.
BBT.
Colloquially, it's BBT.
We call him BBT.
Yeah.
He's BBT on my call notes. My call note sheet. And I type it, BBT.
That's what he's known in the biz.
BBT is also what airsoft enthusiasts wear.
That's so funny.
I want to address the controversy that Sounders fans have been. The frustrations that other Sounders fans have been shouting after this game. So people are not happy with Morris, with Morris's performance. They're saying that Morris should not be starting. we're back to the Morris shouldn't be a DP, and that we should be starting Musovski.
Do you think Morris should
I'm
be
not-
a DP?
I would like to have a goal. I would like to have someone who scores goal every time. Yes, this is nice. And Morris, and I will, as I've said many times, Morris has done so much for our team. Like, he deserves to get paid a lot. And it's stupid that that he should be getting paid a lot, but the DP cap is too low because he should be getting paid what he is, but that shouldn't be have to be a DP contract is what I think about the price. But you just can't, like, that complaint is so stupid. You can't not start Morris because of his quality in the playoffs, and just like him being on the field does so much to the team. It's the same thing about having Fry on the team. Fry, Rodon, and Morris changed the mentality on the field of this team so much, and we struggle when any piece of that is gone. And at the moment, and like, that is a huge part. That mentality in that group is a huge part of why the Sounders are so hard to go up against, because these guys never quit. Yet, that being said, for this specific team, Morris is for this specific team, Morris should be. I would be starting Morris on the wing. Because for the last 20 minutes when he was out on the wing, like, that's when he was shining. He had 2 great crosses into Danny Musovski, and Danny Musovski, if he puts one of those away, it's a whole different ball game. And that's another thing that annoys me about the Sounders fans, because, like, we were so close to, if Danny Musovski scores right at the end in the 89th minute, we are winning that game. They're not scoring in the final 5 minutes. It's just not happening. And yeah, with it, and at that, then no one's complaining about any controversy at all. There's no shit, but that from where we are now. So because of that, so I find the criticism for Morris and to be stupid in that way. But learning from that for this next game, we should put Morris out wide and start Musovski up top, because Musovski is better. Musovski has been better at being the cleaning up and scoring the garbage goal this season, and Morris will do more on the wing than Jesus Ferreira, because Jesus Ferreira did absolutely nothing in this Minnesota game. Like, I forgot that he was on the field in this game, and obviously because Albert Rusnak is back from injury now, Ferreira has moved his position. He was playing so well. Obviously, during the Leagues Cup, he was in the middle a lot, and he was playing well there. But now he's back out wide, and that's a worse position for Jesus Ferreira. So with that being said, I would start Morris on the right, and then start Musovski up top. And then if we have not scored at halftime, then we are taking off Paul Rothrock on the left and putting in Georgie Manugu, because we are just hitting them with tons and tons of speed on the flanks, because that is what they struggle with. So that is but Jesus Ferreira is the player who's not receiving any hate from the Sounders fans, and he was absolute dog shit in that game. So he should be getting more hate.
Starting Morris on the right is an interesting idea. I would do something a little different, and I would start him on the bench. And I would probably.
Do you think that we should start Manugu?
I would start him on the
right?
operating table.
Will you say
he's going to end up there anyway?
Are you saying that we should start Manungu on the right and then
Let's get him
Musovski
in
up
the
top?
hospital
Because
waiting room.
you can't bench Morris. You have to have Morris
yes,
on the
I
field
think
for the
you
moment.
can bench Morris.
No.
You can bench
Because
anyone if it's best
that's
for the
true.
team.
That's true. Because you know what, Nat, I gotta be
Morris
honest.
still has
what I'm
more-
hearing a lot in what you're saying is making excuses for Jordan Morris, and I feel like Jesus
never did
Ferreira is honestly a better option because
No.
he can drop back, create space, and make those passes forward.
No.
He can create
Jesus
chances
Ferreira
in a way
did
Jordan Morris can't.
absolutely nothing in that game.
It's not like Morris was scoring and assisting either.
Morris had both of the assists to Danny Musovski. He put in the 2 balls that Musovski should have scored.
All right, that's fair. I forgot that there were goals in this game
And
because there are a lot of
he
0-0
also-
draws
Yeah, he also
in
had
the last couple
he
of
also
days.
had 2 chances. He had 2 chances in the first half, where he was more active in the first half. He definitely did more than Jesus Ferreira. I can make the only person who I will accept could start on the wing over Morris would be Manungu, because Manungu is
Yeah,
way
I would
faster
probably
than Morris
also
now,
start
because
Manungu,
Morris's
to be
top
honest.
speed is not what it used to be. Even though Morris used to have Manungu, he used to be pretty close to Manungu's speed, but now Manungu is way faster than Morris now. But so I would take that. But still, like in this game where we just need people to get in the box and put away goals, like I'd say have Morris on the field, and just be prepared to put in Manungu at halftime. Put him in at halftime, and put in Ozaze de Rosario as well, because
Right.
like
He's a
it's-
body. He'll get in there.
because we need, like, at the end of the game, if it's before we go to penalty, like if it's 0-0 late into this game, like Musovski, I want Musovski, Morris, and De Rosario all on the field, just in the box, and we just have to serve balls in, and this will mean that there's going to be 20 people within the 6-yard box, because Minnesota will have parked their bus there. But that's what we have to do. The other positions for the Sounders, also it seems like the Sounders, we're going to have Ryan Kent back, but there's been criticism about the Sounders not taking out Fry for the penalty shootout and putting in Andrew Thomas. I think this is incredibly disrespectful to Fry. All of us put Fry as goalkeeper of the year. I predicted him as goalkeeper of the year.
I felt kind of pressured to do that.
Fry
My heart wasn't in
has
it.
had huge moments in penalty shootouts before. 2016 MLS Cup. Fry,
True.
absolutely incredible in that entire game. He has, he had 1 save in that. If you get 1 save from your keeper, it's all on the takers. Takers got to put it away. The goalkeepers, if the goalkeepers get 1 save, that's huge. Yes, that doesn't happen for Fry. There's no telling. I don't like the substitution right before halftime in general. Like, some teams are going to do that. Sometimes it works. When it works, it's cool. But I don't like it. I don't like that for the goalkeeper. I don't like that for the attackers. I find it funny that for the 2 attackers that came on just to take PKs, Danny Leva and Julian Gresso, they both missed.
Yeah.
In the FC Dallas Vancouver game yesterday, in that game went to penalty. Dallas brought on 1 guy just to take a PK. He missed. If you are cold, if you're coming into the game cold, it doesn't end well. So it's stupid. People should stop complaining about there not being
We saw something similar in the
touching.
NYCFC game with Julian Fernandez and Augustine Ojeda, who both missed their penalties. Not coming on right before full time, but coming on like 10 minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes before.
Did they touch
Rusty's
the ball
hat
in that time?
They did, yeah, they did. Rusty's hat is crazy.
Even still, it's just like, yeah. And specifically with like both Andrew Thomas and Stephen Fry, like whoever is playing in goal, I'm going to support either of them. Like both of them are very good. Like let's not blame either one. Like both of them are just both good. And whoever is playing goalkeeper, support them. Don't be like, oh, it should have been the other one. Because like there were no errors that Fry. There was nothing that Andrew Thomas would have done better than Fry in the shootout. Matt, what do you think about the substitutions right before shootouts?
So I hate substitutions for shootouts for takers. I think that there actually is some credence to the idea that a goalkeeper can be prepared and like do a lot of work before a game to like know penalty takers' habits, and you can do a lot of homework. And if there's a backup keeper who's like as good or maybe better as the starter with specifically penalties, and then that goalkeeper can really dive into the mechanics of the penalty shootout and like do a bunch of homework and take that off the main goalkeeper's plate, starting goalkeeper's plate. I don't hate that. I hate it for takers. There's no such thing as a specialty penalty taker. That's ridiculous. You kick the ball. And the most important part of kicking the ball is being warmed up to kick the ball and feeling the weight of the ball off your foot a couple times before it. But for goalkeepers, I don't. I think there's something to that. I also think if a goalkeeper's playing well, you just let him ride. You just let it go. Like I think momentum is more important.
Yeah, and I mean, like people are, and Fry's been in the entire game, and like while he wasn't worked really that much by Minnesota, I mean, Minnesota, they really only had like one clear chance when Jackson Reagan has to make a play when he gets outpaced by the Minnesota attacker. That was the only like real chance. There wasn't that much for Fry to do. It was a lot of just like catching practice. But still, like he's still like feeling the game. He's been controlling the game with distribution. Like he is warmed up. Like there's no reason to like to go over to make that switch. So anyway, it will be Fry in the next game. If it goes to penalties, I think there will not be a substitution.
I don't know why anybody wouldn't want Fry in. Yeah. I mean, Andrew Thomas is good too, but why Fry? Why would you do that to the guy who's been the backbone of your team for over 10 years?
Yeah, it's just like it's just like every loss, after any loss or anything negative to the Seattle Sounders, like because of how spoiled Seattle Sounders fans are, and because of how many trophies we have. If anything bad happens, people are like, sell the team. Get rid of everyone. Clean house. Move the team to Renton. That's different. That's not a thing. That's actually a very serious thing, and that's a thing that MLS really's got to shut down. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But yeah. Anyway, going into game 2, I've said we need to attack them at speed. We just need to, like, there will be a game 3, and we know exactly how they're going to play in game 3 as well. They're going to show up. They're gonna show up to the Wonderwall. They're not gonna entertain their fans again. And this time we gotta actually put the chances away. So we'll see what happens for the Sounders against Minnesota. And I don't like it. It is weird because like we used to absolutely just like the first. That was the 20th meeting between the Sounders and Minnesota. And before this year, because this is the third loss to Minnesota this year, we just absolutely battered them. Like, they just could not do anything against them. And I would like to go back to that time before they... even at that time, they were bad. But at least I respected the way that they played. I want it to either go back to the Sounders are battering Minnesota, or Minnesota starts beating us in a way that I can respect them. That'd be nice. All right, let's talk about Miami versus Miami versus Nashville.
I have a quick question.
2. Yeah.
For the audio listeners, Matt just put on, I don't know what number hat we're on now. This hat just has a B on it, and what's the B for? Is it a BBT hat?
No, it's Buckwald. It's the talent agency Buckwald.
Oh, okay. What can you tell us about Buckwald?
That was my last job.
Well,
all right.
We're not talking about Buckwald anymore.
They rep Holt McCallany.
Right.
They rep Simon Hansu.
I forgot that. Yeah, that's sick.
I worked with David Castaneda, the guy that throws knives at Umbrella Academy. And Rob Cordry. Of Children's Hospital. Yeah.
I was gonna say, wasn't Rob Cordry the guy with the DUIs? But then I remember that's that other comedian actor, the one who was an Anchorman, the one who's like also kind of bald. What's his name? He was an Anchorman. He played Todd Packer on The Office.
I think I've been through all my hats, by the way. I think we did.
David Koechner, that's who that is. This is all your hat. Matt's wearing a cowboy hat now for those who can't see.
He's had the cowboy hat.
And this is a wide brim. It's taking up like the entire.
It
takes up the entire. Looks like it could start flapping, and Matt could take off in a minute.
Hats quickly. We got a Bruins hat. I have a CBS Sports hat. Got an Angry Orchard cap.
Oh, I missed that one.
I've got this. We got my Tommy Shelby or Arthur Shelby Paperboy News.
The gray Curtis Lewa hat.
Yeah, I've got this like row. I don't know what this is. I didn't know I had this. I've got a Tennessee Titans cap. I've got the Landman crew hat. I've got Schmutzer's insole cleansing wipes.
Is that a real business?
I don't know. I didn't know. That hat was news to me as well. I have a Buckwald hat, and then I have my Rusty's hat. Oh, what happened?
What's I don't know.
And I have my Rusty's hat. And then
that's like that was at least 10 hats, right? I wasn't counting, but
okay. 1, 2.
Speaking of 3. Rust, Matt, the rust
is like
came off Nashville. Nashville finally
5.
figured out how to win.
6.
That was a good transition. That was genuinely good.
8.
Matt, how annoying!
10 hats.
How annoyed were you
11
by Taylor Twellman during game 2?
Oh, I just muted him. I'm good. I protected my health.
Could you put on the Nashville radio broadcast?
No, I listened to instrumental jazz.
Smart man.
No, sometimes you gotta mute the MLS.
I can make up my own mind about how my team is playing. I don't need someone to tell me.
I mean, just the entire game, the Miami glaze was so stupid. Like, was so heavy. Like the entire second half, like the amount of times Taylor Twellman said Nashville is defending for their lives when they really weren't. Like, it was pretty much a 50-50 game in the second half. Like, Miami was in Nashville, and Miami was up 2 goals. Like, there were multiple times where they almost did get the third, and it only Nashville was really only on the back foot for the last 6 minutes of the game when they got when Miami finally did find the back of the net in the 89th minute. But Matt, what are your thoughts on the tactics to Nashville for? It feels like they should have came out in a more in sort of the same way as the Sounders. We know that with Inter Miami, you have to just come out. You should come out and just press the shit out of this team and score goals at the beginning, because if you score first, then good things happen against Inter Miami.
Yes. I think you got to take it to this team. Because Messi's going to summon a moment of magic. He did in this one as well. And he's probably going to summon more than one moment of magic. So you just got to beat this team because they're vulnerable in the back, and you got to have the ball and don't minimize his chances of making that moment happen, and then build a cushion so that when that moment happens, you can still win. You got to take it to this team. That's how you beat them.
Yeah. So, but what a goal! I mean, what a goal!
It is a great goal
for Messi.
For Messi?
We will give him credit for that. Surridge gets the first goal for Nashville from the PK spot. This is a clear pen for me. Later in the game, when Nashville was leading 2-0, I thought they should have had another penalty.
So did I. I think this is
Surridge gets taken down. This is a pen. Anywhere else on the field, this is a pen. It wasn't reviewed.
Now, is it a clear and obvious error to become a penalty?
Yes, it is. There's no contact. There's no contact with the ball by the Miami defender. And they clearly step in front of Surridge, which causes Surridge to fall down in the box. That is a penalty. And if this is any other team that is not, and if on the receiving end is not Inter Miami, it is 100% a penalty. It's just the Miami bias and who MLS is rooting for is so crazy. So, I mean, that being said, MLS, right after this result went final, they did say, Taylor Twellman did say, Messi's gonna make sure that what happened last year doesn't happen again. Is it gonna happen again, Ethan? Is it gonna happen again? Is he gonna get knocked out by this group, this Game 3 format? Is Nashville gonna move on?
It's interesting. I mean, I want them to. I do want them to beat Miami, and I think they can beat Miami. But I really don't know what Nashville team is going to show up in Miami in the coming weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Because we see Nashville, really control Miami in a game like the one yesterday. But then at the same time, just a few weeks ago, they were losing, what was it, 5-1 to Miami? Was that the final score? 4 or 5-1?
I think. 5-2.
Yeah.
So it does depend on what Miami team is going to show up. But they're more or less going to be the same team. It's just whether or not, people like Suarez finish their chances. Because Suarez had a couple chances in this last game that he didn't finish. Really, thanks to great saves from Joe Willis. But
yeah,
Messi's always going to be Messi. He's always going to have that moment where he does something magical. And it's always Messi's teammates who let him down. I know that sounds like a crazy Glaze statement, but I
It's
think
kind of true. I
it
mean, think
is.
about
It's kind of true when
Higuain
it
and
comes to
the
Inter Miami.
World Cup. Like Messi's been let
Yeah.
down a bunch.
Messi is very rarely the one who's at fault, except when you look at penalty shootout against Chile, 2016 Copa
Yeah,
America.
Copa.
That you can blame on him. That was rough.
Yep.
But it is true. He is not the reason why. He wasn't the reason why Atlanta, why Atlanta beat Inter Miami last year.
Yeah, his biggest
He was not
fault
the
so
reason.
far is that
It's their
he
defense.
keeps hiring
It's
his
their defense
friends.
again.
Like there's no reason why Mascherano should be the head coach of this team. It's like Adam Sandler. You really don't need to put Rob Schneider in your movies anymore. It's kind of the same vibe. You know, Mascherano's a newer coach. He's not as washed up as Rob Schneider, but like you just don't need to hire that guy.
Yes, the worst parts of every Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
And worst part, that was the word. Saw Adam Sandler.
You're always like,
week.
oh, this is
He
a
was
nice
great.
movie. And then the next
Didn't need
scene, you
Rob
got Rob
Schneider
Schneider in blackface. And you're like, whoa. Oh, God. Did not remember this scene.
Yeah, Rob Schneider showed up in a spacesuit at Adam Sandler this past
they're
week.
still doing that?
Yep.
I do think that song is kind of funny, though. I won't lie.
Yeah.
But Rob Schneider should fuck that guy. Fuck Rob Schneider. Bigoted piece of shit. Either way. Yeah. If the right Nashville team shows up, I think they could very well beat Miami.
Are there any lineup changes that you think, Matt? I mean, I think Schaffelberg, if he can start, like, do you know why he didn't start this game too? I feel like
I think BJ likes him off the bench. I think BJ likes what injecting speed into the middle of a game can do, because he will also run himself to death. Schaffelberg,
yeah, that's true.
has no middle speed. So,
but Schaffelberg knows he can run, but Schaffelberg, he can run for 90 minutes. His endurance is
you just
not
run the
like
risk
Jesus
of
Ferreira.
killing
Jesus
your
Ferreira
player.
only has sprint
but he's not the
power
same
for 60
speed for
minutes.
90 minutes. He'll lose his legs a little bit. I think BJ,
but that speed
I think
is
there's
still like super fast.
Yeah, but I just think BJ
dropping.
likes what injecting that into a game. Like, I think he likes that as a force coming into a game, not starting a game. And I actually don't hate that idea.
For most teams, okay, fine. Have him be your super sub with space. But for Inter Miami,
Against Miami,
he's got to start. Like with this going in Miami, like going back to those Atlanta games last year, like Atlanta, the reason Atlanta was able to score is like they scored simple goals after just like good passing, using the space that Inter Miami allows you to have, because Inter Miami allows you to have a lot of space in the attacking half, because they do not close down. They will not close you down. And if you can exploit that space with your speed, like Jack Schaffelberg does, then good things happen. So I think he has to start. I would start over in the lineup. I would start him if Nashville comes out in a 4-3-3 again. I would take off Mule and I would start Schaffelberg.
Yeah,
because I've been more impressed. I've been more impressed with Yazbek and Tag Seth.
Oh, Yazbek and Tag Seth are the heart of this team. Like, they're the ones that, because Hani plays like the 10, he's not really a true midfielder, which means that Yazbek and Tag Seth do the work of a 3-person midfield just between the two of them. And that's in the total MLS.
He wasn't like a start, like he didn't feel like starter quality, but he was like, you would get good moments of him. Of the last couple months, and like with the Like since the U.S. Open Cup and or during that run, he has been like he really
You talking about
has been
Yazbek
just
right now?
that good. No, Tag Seth.
Oh, Yazbek and Tag Seth are both
Yeah.
great players.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, the
But
team
at the
does not
beginning of the
function without
season,
them.
Tag Seth was not playing that, so it's credit to him for how much he has improved this season because he is playing so good right now.
Yeah, they've both been fantastic.
Mule?
Yazbek had an incredible game
No.
in this last win.
Mule is the one that they need to take off. Sorry, Timmy. Sorry they have to bench your friend.
Yeah. I mean, the winger options are Schaffelberg, Perez, Kassem, Mule, Tyler Boyd. Like, there's a plethora of options on the wing, and figuring out who should start of them and like which strengths and weaknesses they each have is like
is
big.
I mean, is Kassem, is he still? How fit is he? Because like he kind of did the opposite.
He's not 90-minute fit.
Yeah, I mean he's done the opposite thing of Tag Seth, in which he was very good at the beginning, and now
He flashed for like 2 games.
He's been injured.
Yeah.
He flashed for 2 games, and it was his first 2 games for Nashville, and I was like, oh, this guy's a baller. And then he's not
and now he's just kind of been super mid.
I like starting Schaffelberg and Perez and just using both of their they're both have like crazy motors and a lot of speed. Both of them aren't that clinical, which can be frustrating, but I think they generate enough chances for that like lack of finishing ability and sometimes lack of that final pass to like, they generate so much that they're allowed to miss a couple chances.
I just don't want this game to be decided by a referee call. Like
or a penalty shootout, really. Like I'm tired of the penalty shootouts, man. I know it probably sounds like I'm saying that because NYCFC just lost in a penalty shootout. But generally, I know it's exciting for us stupid Americans, and that's like the one thing we can understand about soccer is a penalty shootout for whatever reason. And so, of course, the MLS wants more penalty shootouts, but it's just not. It just takes the game out of the equation.
On a penalty shootout now over Inter Miami.
I don't know. I mean, Willis is good, but I don't know if Nashville has the takers that Miami does.
Willis.
I don't want to. I mean, Miami has been the thorn in Nashville's side for so long. Like Miami beat us in the Leagues Cup. They beat us twice this season in the regular season. And by the way, one of the times they beat us was to break up that like 17-game unbeaten streak Nashville went on.
Right.
And then Nashville's form immediately dropped off. They weren't the same team for the rest of the season, and now they lose to them on decision day, and then have to play them 3 times in a row after that. In this, like, I would love to beat Miami. It would feel so good to beat Miami.
I think
at this point, Miami and Nashville are like rivals, and we're expansion club or expansion year brothers.
Honestly, both better. That's a much better rivalry than like either of the ones the other teams actually have. So
like Nashville. I mean, Nashville has like
Atlanta.
It's like Cincinnati, Atlanta, Charlotte, but the Miami one is very real. I think.
Yeah, that's way.
There's no Miami fans that like care. Like Miami fans don't view Nashville as but it's because they don't know who they don't care about who
Nashville hasn't
they just like show them
that big win yet.
Yeah, if Nashville would have knocked them out of the playoffs, there probably would be something more real there. I think real Miami fans probably view Nashville as a rival.
Well, also, if Nashville had won the Leagues Cup in Messi's first year, then tons of Miami fans would not like Nashville. Like, then this whole thing would be whole different. But since we haven't had that result, again, Nashville's due. I sense it's coming. I sense a Nashville victory. I think it's possible that we would 2 years in a row. Game 3, Miami has everything going for them, and they still can't get over the line. MLS fans win if Messi gets knocked out again in Game 3 this Saturday.
That would be awesome. I hope so.
I hope that Joe Willis, because Joe Willis has been, like, everyone knows he's good, but I want Joe Willis to have a Brad. I want him to. I want him to have a Brad Guzan-esque game where, like, people are like, yeah, that's why we love him.
Yeah.
That's why he's so good. And not, I don't want him to face as many chances as Brad Guzan, but I would like him to show, like, yeah, I'm the man. That would be fun. All right. Let's move on to talk NYCFC Game 3. All right, we'll go.
It rhymed,
to
but
game
game
one.
2. Yeah. Oh, okay,
Let's go
right.
back
Game
to
1. Game
one.
1.
Since that game happened on Tuesday.
NYCFC dominated. It's look. It's what I said would happen. NYCFC dominated Charlotte at Yankee Stadium like a month ago, where we won 2-0. They go to Charlotte, dominate them. Alonso Martinez scores maybe the best goal of the playoffs so far, with a really great individual effort, cutting through Charlotte's entire defense and slotting it past Kalina. I see you, Nat. I see you gearing up to say something about this goal. But
well, no, I was gonna say that goal shuts up Dean Smith, who was complaining about this game being on a Tuesday.
Oh, right. Yeah. He was complaining about the fans too, I think. I think he said that the Charlotte fans weren't good enough. Either way.
Though they even when they fill in a 80,000 seat stadium, they're not good enough.
Yeah. I would say the stadium was not full. I'll say. There were some genuinely like empty
it's an NFL stadium on a Tuesday. It's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, NYCFC dominated.
Because, like,
win 1-0.
Why is there fatigue for anyone who's in Carolina? Like, right now, Charlotte is way better than the Panthers. So wouldn't you want to go to that stadium to see anything other than football?
Right.
Did the Panthers just beat Green Bay today? Did that happen? I feel like I was watching the end of that one.
I don't know if they.
Yes, they did.
16-13. Crazy if they did beat the Panthers.
They did. Yeah. To go to 5-4, by the way.
What
you got outdated information on Bryce Young.
What the hell? The Packers just won. The Packers lost.
Yeah.
To the Panthers. That's insane.
Yeah. Either way, NYCFC dominated game 1. Go to Yankee Stadium for game 2, which just happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that ice has just gotten louder. I will say, we were really set up to win this game, to win this series in 2 games. Both teams had some chances yesterday. Neither team could finish their dinner. I think the greatest chance came around the 72nd minute, I think. There's a free kick in from New York. Thiago Martins, the Capitao, gets his head on the ball. And I was so sure that this ball was going to hit the back of the net. And then Kalina comes out with a great save and stops him from scoring. If that goes in, I think this is 100% our series. But it ends 0-0, and it goes to penalties. And a penalty shootout that looked promising for NYCFC at many moments. Matt Freese gets a save. But then, honestly, Charlotte whipped out some really great penalties. The NYCFC penalties are really good as well. And then you got to Julian Fernandez, who came on as a sub and didn't play great as a substitute. He sends Kalina the wrong way, and then he sends the ball the wrong way as well. And he doesn't even hit the target. He just sends his ball way wide. It's really unfortunate. Julian Fernandez has been an incredibly frustrating player for me this season, especially because you can see that he has so much talent. But I don't know if it's the discipline or the skill. Maybe like the genuine skill isn't there, despite the talent being there. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know the discrepancy of his talent and how good he usually plays. I don't understand it. and to miss a penalty this poorly is really shocking. And it's essentially what loses the game for us, even though it's Ojeda's penalty that gets saved by Klina. That's what seals the deal. After that Fernandez penalty, it just kind of felt like it might be over.
This is just another thing about MLS having all these shootouts. Is like it doesn't make the league look good, since apparently a lot of MLS players really suck at penalties.
Like, oh my God, yeah, we've been seeing some awful penalties
that we've seen.
People are overthinking it. This stutter step.
Are bad.
I mean, we used to be a country, and now everyone's stutter stepping on these penalties. I'm always that's a joke about the league.
Why do people take forever to just run up and kick the ball? Why
pick your spot and put it there, and if you put it there good enough, the keeper's not going to get to it.
And you know what? The penalties that were scored yesterday, though, that's what those players did.
Yep.
You know,
pick your spot, put it there. Not that hard. Don't stutter step. Yeah. Don't kick your shoe off the wrong direction and then kick the ball the other way. None of this fancy BS.
Yeah,
I do. I want to highlight this this YouTube comment exchange on the NYCFC highlights that I thought was funny. Somebody said, "God bless Kalina," from a Red Bulls fan, and then somebody who I don't even know if they're an NYCFC fan, they just responded and said, "God ain't real, LMAO."
YouTube comments are crazy. Like if you're in the YouTube comments, you're like missing something.
And you know, sometimes it feels like that. So shout out to that guy. It's CAVCFC. That's who that is. So maybe that's even a Charlotte fan. I don't know, because that doesn't sound like an NYCFC fan username, but sometimes it does feel like that, and that's definitely how the end of this game felt last night. We should have won, and I think we should have advanced. And it's hard to feel the momentum and the optimism going into Game 3 at Charlotte, where it's on a weekend this time. There could be more Charlotte fans at the stadium. We dominated them last time out.
It's not on the weekend. It's on a Friday.
Ah, shit. Okay. It's basically a weekend.
Yeah.
And now they have their full squad. Zaha is back. Granted, Tavon Gray clamped up Zaha in this last game. Zaha had absolutely nothing, because Tavon Gray is just that good. They exchanged jerseys after the game. What I also want to say about Zaha,
bro, Zaha is fuming.
Zaha had. I think he
thought he would have a much easier time in MLS.
Yeah, I think so.
He thought he was gonna dominate.
I'm not even joking. I want somebody in his space to like check on him and like ask him if he's okay. Maybe see if he can get some help of some sorts, because I think he has genuine anger issues.
He was asked in the press conference after he was asked, and after the first game, someone asked him like, he was asked like who about like who should get the blame for this result, and he was like, the question was a bad question. It was kind of a brutal question, because it was like, do you take responsibility for it? And he was like, why does the responsibility fall on just me? There's 11 people out there. And it's like true.
Yeah. Which is fair.
Like not a media trained answer, but it's actually like a good
it's he actually said something, so it's funny.
Right.
But
yeah, I will say,
and with that it says that he's just he's done, and he's like I'm the superstar, and it's hard.
Everybody points to the to his kind of blow up on decision day, hitting the Philly player or whatever and getting that red card. But that happens to everyone. It is stupid, but that kind of happens. That can happen to anyone. Yeah. The real sign of him having anger issues, I think, is in this game yesterday. He yells at the ref for like 2 minutes, gets a yellow for dissent over a throw-in call, which is crazy. It's a throw-in, bro. Like I know. Look, I've been that passionate about throw-ins too, but after a certain point, you have to give it up. He was like really yelling at the referee about this call, and he gets the yellow for it, which if I'm Dean Smith, I'd be yelling at him in the dressing room after that. I'd be like, you can't risk a yellow card for something such as silly as a throw-in call. So I think that's kind of crazy. As for game 3, I saw
Any
somebody.
lineup changes?
Yeah,
Anything
I
different
think
than
I would like to
NYCFC's
see
thinking?
Hannes Wolf start. To be honest, Kevin O'Toole started at left midfield more or less. It was kind of a combination left midfield, left wing back position. And Raul Gustavo has kind of been playing a combination like left back, left center back position. And he got really forward towards the end of the game. And I like Kevin O'Toole a lot. I wouldn't even necessarily bench him. I think you could bench Gustavo, even though he's playing well, I think. But I just think O'Toole is better. I think he offers more creativity going forward and technical prowess. When he came on yesterday, he got active in the game immediately and was making a difference. Same with Ojeda as well. I don't think he should start. I think Ojeda is really good coming off the bench because he offers a lot of pace and speed with his fresh legs towards the end of the game. And he had a couple chances as well where he could have either scored or created a goal for us towards the end of the game. And I kind of wish that had gone out better. But I would start Hannes Wolf for this game and bench either O'Toole or Gustavo.
Basically,
I did see online, I saw a report that Tavon Gray and Aiden O'Neill have yellow card accumulation and will miss game 3. But then I saw somebody else refuting that and saying that they need one more yellow card to get yellow card accumulation. And I don't think the commentators mentioned it last game. I haven't seen NYCFC mention it on their availability report. Perhaps only time will tell. But we'll see. I hope they're not unavailable. We have the depth for it, but they are the 2 best players we have at their respective positions. So I hope they can play.
basically what I'm gathering from like all of our teams matchups is like all of us are basically play. I think all 3 of our teams, and like yes, we are all a little biased, but I do think all 3 of our matches are like our teams are the better, play more interesting soccer than the person that they're playing, or they're playing better soccer than the
Right.
team that they're playing. And the fact that like at the moment, because of the stupid format, we've seen we're getting 3 with each matchup. We're getting 3 matchups of not very entertaining soccer because one team is just not delivering what they should be. And this is just like another, and it just sucks that this is how the playoffs start, because we want to see like good, entertaining soccer.
Yeah.
Like we just need to go back to the one game thing, because like
The one game thing was fine.
Like
Yeah.
the playoffs, it's so slow right now, this process, and like the games are better in the later rounds, and yes, that's when we're having teams in more quality play each other, but like it's just like the match, just all of these, it's just like no one's playing up to their potential, and because the team, and with that, because we're playing teams that are also kind of mid, just like the games are just not that interesting. So like I really do hope that these game 3s all turn up. And yeah, the yellow card accumulation rule, like it's stupid that with these, that like it shouldn't be that like if your game ends up going to game 3, like I think there's less, it's easier to get yellow card accumulation. The threshold for yellow card accumulation is less in the playoffs than it is the regular season, which is just stupid, since like if you have to play a third game, like it's kind of stupid if you're at more risk for the yellow cards, because like yellow card, because especially Like sometimes you would need to have that tactical foul. You shouldn't
Okay.
always be punished. You shouldn't be punished so
Yeah.
soon.
I found the rule, and it is 3 cumulative yellow cards. So
Which is like if you get 1 yellow card
so
in
that
every
yeah,
game, that's not right.
that's true. But that does mean that Tavon Gray and Aiden O'Neal are not suspended. So that's very nice.
This being said, I did have the idea. I do have a new thought about yellow cards. I think one thing that should happen, a rule change that should happen, is all goalkeepers should start with yellow cards. This should make because goalkeepers are never going to get a yellow card.
This is like when people joke that men should start in jail and make their way out.
If the goalkeepers are already protected by more players, so they're still going to be allowed to do stuff. If a keeper is getting a yellow card already, they had to have done something super illegal because they already have the advantage of being able to use their hands. So
why do you want to change the rule and not just
because
enforce time wasting rules better?
Because that's not going to happen, Matt. Because for many, many years of the time wasting rules, no one has enforced that.
All right, I'm not going to sign off on this one. I'm not going to sign off on this one. This one doesn't get the Matt approval.
But what does get the Matt approval? Let's talk about those NDAs you signed.
Goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper has such a big advantage with having to use their hands. Like anytime they're doing something illegal, they should get sent off. Basically, it's okay if they get sent off, and they shouldn't be allowed to time waste.
No. I am a fan of the stopping.
They're never going to get a second yellow card for time wasting.
Stopped clock? That's blasphemous to me.
No, I know it's blasphemous, but I think time wasting would go down. I think flopping would go down. If there was no point in letting the ball be out of bounds for a while, then why would people do it? Just stop the clock when the ball's stop the clock when the ball's not in play. Do like an 80-minute, no extra time, by the way. When the game ends, you let that last attack happen and you call it.
No,
I just think that's what's so special about soccer.
We can stop the clock, but I don't like the no.
What part of what I love and what I think is so special about soccer is that it is the sport where the clock does not stop, and I love that about the game. Because the other day I was thinking, the red zone line, 8 hours of commercial-free football popped into my head, and I was like, it would be great if they had that for soccer. And then I was like, wait a second, they do. It's soccer. It's normal soccer because there's no advertisements. Because the clock doesn't stop.
I don't want
it's 45 minutes straight through. You don't think that if the clock stopped, they'd find a way to put ads into they already try to do it where they make the screen smaller and they put an ad on the side. I think if the clock stops, they're putting advertisements into the game. That's why I don't like
actual TV timeouts. That would be crazy.
Soccer is it is the red zone.
I understand that you want to commit stock. You want to get rid of time. I do think the real answer for stopping time wasting is not stopping the clock. It is to do the yellow card. Is to actually hand out the yellow cards, and that's what they should do because just college soccer. I hate in college soccer that someone could have an attack that people at the end of the game, if you're losing, you would or throw it someone could score a goal right at the end. It'd be no, clock expired 1 second. Early,
no. I don't want buzzer beaters. Bad. I want to let the last attack happen still the way it currently does, but I don't want extra time. I don't want the plus 2 minutes. If you were to stop the clock, then you wouldn't need to add the time back. It would just that clock would have been stopped.
Yeah, that is true.
If you could do it without adding commercials, I would prefer a stopped clock.
Look, in a perfect world, if we lived in a less or completely non-capitalistic society, I think that could be a possibility. I just think with the with the absolute scumbags that we have in control of everything, I just find it hard to believe that they wouldn't put ads.
No, you're
whenever
right.
the clock gets stopped.
You're right.
Speaking of stoppage time, for the other MLS playoff games, so we had Portland San Diego had game 2 yesterday. This game in the first half ended up having plus 12 minutes of stoppage time. And they ended up playing more like 16 minutes of stoppage time because the San Diego goalkeeper got injured, had to be taken out after getting a cleat to the face on a ball coming in, and felt similar. It wasn't as super similar. Different type of play from what happened to Fry, but the images were similar to what happened to Fry as Stretcher had to come out. Unlike the Fry injury where they literally had to put a board underneath Fry and then put him onto a stretcher. The goalkeeper for San Diego was able to stand up and then sit onto the stretcher. So he definitely got it bad. Good. It was definitely a concussion, but it feels like the fact that he was able to stand up and get on the stretcher does feel like a plus for him after a really, really brutal hit. But yeah, 16 minutes of stoppage time because of that. And in stoppage time, San Diego would equalize the game. That injury happened 3 minutes. It happened in like the 16th minute, and which was like 1 minute after Portland had taken the lead. And then in stoppage time of this first half, San Diego would equalize, and then they thought that a minute after they had equalized, they thought they had taken the lead, but Andres Dreyer is found to be offsides, and he is clearly offsides. He's about 5 yards offsides. And credit to Drew Fisher for doing the perfect VAR check here. He went over to the monitor. He looked at the monitor for 3 seconds, and it was like, yep, offsides. We get on with the game. Perfect. That's how every VAR check should work. If it doesn't take that, if it takes longer than that, stay with the call on the field. In that, and if you get it wrong because of that, then you shouldn't be a referee because this was clearly offsides. But Matt, do you feel like there should be? Do you feel like there's a better way for? There's a better way that we could be like labeling this extra time, because like it's funny how like the clock. When we end up in situations where the clock says 60th minute and then we come back to halftime and we start at 40 and we start back at the 45th minute. Like, do you feel it? I kind of feel like we should be writing stats should say like
45 plus 16 goal.
Yeah, instead of saying plus 16, it would. I feel like it'd be better if we had like if it said like. In the 16th minute of the half of the second half, but it's after people had already been running around for 75 minutes, like including that stat. Like for
I don't know. I don't really. I'm not pressed about it.
It is funny when it would have been funny if there had been like multiple goals in like the 50 in the second half in the 52nd minute, or if there was some or if something. I love when we see like a goal. If there was like a goal 45 plus
goal.
12, and then there's another goal. Yeah.
A goal in the 46th minute that happens after the goal in the 49th minute.
But anyway, so the game ends up going to a shootout. After Portland ties the game with another stoppage time goal in second half stoppage time, 90 plus 8 is when the goal is scored. 8 minutes were added on. So right at the death, Portland equalizes. they have the momentum going into a shootout. And in the shootout, Pablo Cisniega, former LAFC goalkeeper, who's came on and he's played very well. He's only given he only got scored on with one of like the last kicks of the game. He got 2 saves in this penalty shootout. Portland's keeper had 0. And San Diego ends up losing this shootout, and there will be a game 3 in this matchup. If you're Cisniega and you make 2 saves in the penalty shootout and 3 strikers miss the goal completely, 2 of them missed and 1 hit the crossbar. Like what's your reaction, Matt? If you're the goalkeeper, if you're in Cisniega's shoes, and the teams come back into the locker room, what are you saying to your attackers?
I'm throwing my gloves on the floor. There's nothing to be said. We got to sort this out.
How just absolute shocking from San Diego, I mean San Diego, huge fraud watch for San Diego. Like 3, you have to at least hit the target. Like a bad penalty, you can take a bad penalty and get saved by the goalkeeper, but that's still a better penalty than not hitting the target. Ethan, what are your thoughts on like the fact that 2 saves for Cisniega, and his team not backing him up?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you'd want your teammates to back you up in that situation. I'm about to sneeze.
And San Diego, yeah.
Here, I'll cover
San
the
Diego was shooting. San Diego was. They had the advantage. Like they were leading. Cisniega makes the save, and they could have gone up, or they did go up a goal at one point, and then they end up losing in the end. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, San Diego? Just a big throw. And, though, I don't know. Is it on purpose? Because, like, this is the thing. Like, after game 3, there's the international break. There are 2 teams. Philadelphia, they're through versus Chicago. And Vancouver is through versus Dallas. Like, now those teams are not going to play a game for like 2 weeks because of the international break and because they don't need their game 3. Like, is it actually a good thing to have a game 3, Matt? Do you think
it's a good thing to win a game 3 and stay in form as long as you don't have injuries? I mean,
True.
It's crazy that we have an international break that lands like this in the schedule. Like, it's just like,
honestly, I do think it's maybe almost better to have a game 3 because of this international window. Yeah. I think I remember seeing that if a team. Oh, I like your sweater, man. That's a great sweater.
I got it from Silver Lake Flea Market. There's a guy that sells. He makes a bunch of patches and then he'll sew it on right there.
That's sick.
I mean, remember,
it's a Momo from Avatar.
Momo. You get to choose the color of the sweater, and you get to choose the patch you want on it. You can do T-shirts.
New England in 2022, they didn't play a game for like 20 days.
They had a bye week.
And then they lost to, or that was actually 2021 because that was the SEC year.
Mm-hmm. And if you win your series in 2 games, I think you have to wait once again like 22 days, 20-something days, which is ridiculous. That you should not be rewarded with a disadvantage.
I mean,
it makes no sense.
Yeah, no, it feels like
for the schedule to be as congested as it is through parts of the season, and then to have these like huge gaps is like crazy.
Yeah,
like it's so strange.
We need to go back to the. It was better for the stretch of like 3 years when MLS Cup was on November 15th. When MLS Cup was next week, or actually that'd be 2 weeks from now. But still, like that was perfect. It's better than, yeah, it's a little bit more competing with the NFL, but I mean it's not like the MLS Cup in December isn't. It's just deeper into the NFL season. You're still competing with that. So it's still like it's just another reason that MLS scheduling is the worst thing ever.
It's quite bad.
All right. Anything else from MLS this week? Hell is Rio Derby. That game's is kicking off in just a little bit. Austin versus LFC. Do we think Austin, or do we think who has a better chance of tying the season?
Austin are going out, I think.
Tying the series. Austin
and I think
or Columbus.
I think we'll get a game 3. I think we'll get a
I hope
third
we get a
Hell
Hell
is
is
Real.
Real game 3. That'd be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
And Austin just aren't the quality of team that LAFC is. So
yeah, really, Austin FC don't have Son, who is playing lights out right now.
And Bwanga. Bwanga's been great.
Obviously, yeah, Bwanga is great as well. But clearly, Son has put a new energy and vibe into this team, and also probably about 80,000 new fans as well. And you can see the fans really are coming alive at these LAFC games.
If Messi was not in the league, we'd be talking about Son as one of the biggest MLS acquisitions ever.
Yeah,
like it would be a much bigger story without being in the shadow of Messi.
Mm-hmm. And he's probably still up there, to be honest.
No, he is up there. It's just the reason we don't talk about it like that is because of Messi.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, I hope that we get a game 3 for Hell is Real as well. I hope that FC Cincinnati is. I hope that this Hell is Real game is an interesting game, and that FC Cincinnati, they don't play as much. They don't park the bus as much as Minnesota does, but they also play. They also, after if they score one goal, that's all they do, and it's boring. And I hope the Crew and Wilfred Nancy make it further in this, and because also if they, I feel like the Crew have a better chance at eliminating Messi if Messi does get past Nashville, but that's not going to happen. And another reason to if Columbus goes through, then we'll get the yellow battle, and that will be fun. And even though everyone's eyes will not be happy about that. But I honestly, like, if that happens, can we have one game where
the actual yellow umbrella?
Like, can we do that? Just so we can like see how death it is.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, that would be an incredible playoff game. Just literally unable to tell who's on what team.
Yeah. Be crazy. All right, I think that's about it for this week. We'll be back next week, next Saturday, to talk about these games. We don't know when the Nashville-Seattle Game 3s are gonna be yet, or what time they'll be on Saturday. NYCFC, that Game 3 is on Friday. Yeah. But there will be a Sounders Game 3 to talk about. And
that clip has to open the next episode if there isn't one.
Yeah, right. We're going to hold you to it.
We got the timestamp.
Yeah, it's an hour 33 in.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah. Well, I won't be coming back because there will be a Game 3. Website. Contact the show at our website, footballslife.net or footballslife.wecb@gmail.com. Subscribe here on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at footballslife.wecb and on Twitter at WECBfootball. Until next week, football is life.